Luka, the Knicks had been up around 10 for a lot of that second half, and I think with just over 6 minutes to go, what are the things that you really lock in on to try and make a comeback, get stops, and to close a gap like that late?
First, we'll be more physical. I think we're, how do you say, kind of sloppy, or how do you say, I don't know, in the first half, but in the fourth quarter, we were physical, we were getting stopped, and then we just play our basketball on offensive end.
And when you zoom out and think about the 8 straight wins, just this home stretch, what are your kind of takeaways as you think about moving forward with this team?
It's great, but we got to approach next game with the same mentality and go game by game. I know we got a tough stretch, but we got to approach these games with the same mentality and trying to get a win.
In an overtime win like this, it's hard to point to one moment. When you see role players, like even the way Dalton closed the third quarter, the threes by Gabe, the free throws by Jackson Hayes, how much does the team enjoy a win like that, even more so knowing that so many people contributed?
A lot. I think Gabe won us the game with those three threes in the fourth quarter, and that was huge for us. And that's how we got the energy up. That's how we got the crowd in. And I think he won us the game there.
Luka, you've been a Laker for 14 games since the trade. I don't know if it feels longer or shorter than that, but curious what you've learned about this team in that time.
Just the chemistry. I think everybody gets along. That's really important. We're well connected. Obviously, there's room for improvement, but I think we're well connected. So I'm excited to be a part of this team.
On a night like tonight, when you guys are down 10 in the fourth quarter, is that where that chemistry and connection, is that when it really shows?
Yeah, even more. If you win that kind of games, come back, that kind of games, especially at home, get the crowd in it. You build kind of more chemistry, and those games are real sweet to win.
It was after the Minnesota win that Austin mentioned that it was encouraging that you guys could win games even when you weren't playing necessarily your best games. I feel like that's a fair way to describe tonight after some of the early shot making or lack thereof. For the bigger picture for this group, what do wins like this mean, and what does it say about the group and what you guys can accomplish for your bigger picture goals?
It means a lot. I don't think we played good today. I think we have, especially for the first 3 quarters, I don't think we played good. So that just showed the whole group together. Everybody's cheering for each other, and we gave each other a push that we need to win the games.
Okay. When you go to overtime after struggling, I think you used the word sloppy, but you came out and scored the first 5 points in that overtime. Are you mentally thinking, I need to get hot, or was that just part of the flow tonight?
I think it's a little bit of both. Especially I know that first 2 minutes in the overtime are really important. At least I think so. Get a good start, and then it's easier to win the game. So that was on my mind.
Luka, you end up with 4 steals in this one, and one of them was key late. I was talking to Dorian Finney-Smith a little bit ago, and he said he used to give him a hard time because at Dallas you'd end up averaging more steals than him, even though he said that was supposed to be his job. What are you focused on the defensive end, and how do you feel like that's been going so far on this team?
I think it's going good, honestly. Trying to lock in on defensive end, that help us. And like I said about this team, everybody got each other's back on the defensive end, and that's how we play. And I don't know, whatever I've been here, I think we've been great on defensive, and that helps us win the games.
Luka, incluso cuando las cosas no les estaban saliendo de la mejor manera en los primeros 3 cuartos, la manera en que el equipo no dejó de luchar, ¿qué demuestra de qué está hecho este grupo?
Sí, demuestra mucho porque creo que no hemos jugado bien, sobre todo en los primeros 3 cuartos, así que significa mucho para nosotros de saber que podemos ganar partidos así, aún jugando tan mal.
Luka, you've been part of a lot of teams that have found success essentially since teenager to now, and even the NBA, a couple Western Conference finals appearance last season. How far is this team from the ultimate goal in terms of process?
The goal is championship, obviously. There's no other goal than that, so that's our goal.
Thanks, Luka.
Thank you.
In the TNT interview during the game, you said something like, we just need to stay poised and we'll make a run down the stretch. What did you kind of anticipate coming, and where did you think that was going to come from?
Night like tonight, when felt like a lot of things didn't go our way and what wasn't easy. They often can come from your non-stars. And, I thought Jackson's defense in the second half, Gabe's shot making was huge. I mean, Gabe doesn't make those 4 threes. We're not even in the game. I think for the group overall, once we reached their level of effort and how hard they were playing, we were right there, and we all felt that in the second half. And again, it goes back to the poise thing. You make a run, you get it to 8, they go back up to 10 or 11. You make a run, you get it to 7, it goes back up. And our guys just stayed the course and refused to give in and let go of the rope. It seemed like Brunson had an answer for everything. And he was fantastic tonight, and our guys, in what felt like a playoff game at times, really just got it out a win.
Held them to 15 points in the fourth quarter. What did you see specifically on defense?
I thought our scramble was good. We had a couple really good veers. They got late in the shot clock a few times. We did a good job on drives of containing the basketball and then building back out and really force them into some tough shots. And that again, that requires a lot of effort. It requires a lot of communication, and our guys were just phenomenal defensively in the second half.
Not that this should be surprising out of Austin Reeves, but it's his first game back in like a week. He wasn't shooting all that well. He wasn't playing down the stretch in the fourth quarter. He comes in overtime, and it's a big 3. Just what does it say about his role for this team and who he is as a player?
Yeah, it was big time. The 3 in the corner was huge. I think just the confidence, he's unwavering in that confidence. We felt really comfortable going into overtime, keeping that lineup. The plan was to get AR in, give Gabe a quick breather, and then go small. And then we couldn't take Jackson off the floor. The second efforts on the offensive glass, and then his just coverage defensively on and off the ball was great. And so just kind of rode that group out in overtime.
JJ, you said before the game that there are reference points and callbacks, like you said. If you can imagine a few weeks down the road, what's the reference point from this game that you'll use with your group?
Yeah, we had. I know this. It was funny because in the fourth, when it was like an 8-point game during a timeout, I like immediately. I think it was the start of the fourth. It was an 8-point game, and Dalton hits that big 3, momentum changing, and I felt like it was a callback to the Sacramento game, which I think was, I don't know, what was that, the second or third game of the season, where we were down double digits in the end of the third, and Dalton hits a 3 to get us going, and Braun kind of takes over, and we haven't had many of those games because frankly we've had the lead a lot lately, and I think it's a good reminder for our group going forward that we can win games like this where we're not at our best offensively, where we get off to a slow start defensively, that we have enough toughness and grit to get these games.